Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. If you read the title, obviously you know what's going on. But if you didn't and you just decided to go into this blind, we are reading, we together, because you're watching this with me, hopefully, or you're watching this as it goes, as I'm reading. You can read along. You can read along with me, whatever. However you want to do it, I don't care. I am finally getting into the Crescent City series. Look how big these books are. First of all, before we go any further, look at this. Look at the thickness of them. There's 3. I wanted to start this series earlier this year. I had an itch to read Crescent City, even though like all of last year after I finished Throne of Glass, I didn't really care. I was just like, no, maybe it's not for me because sadly, I am a person who is influenced easily. I try not to be, but I feel like all of us, like in some way, shape, or form, we're influenced. I just never saw very many good things about Crescent City. And I'm not really into urban fantasy, to be honest with you, but I also started Half City earlier this month. I'm really enjoying that. So I really think I might like this. I might not, but I just don't think that urban fantasy is not a big turn off when it comes to reading for me as it used to be. So maybe I'll like this. Like I was saying, I already wanted to start this series, and then Sarah J. Maas announced that we are getting 2 more acotar books, right? Well, I finished everything she's put out so far, except for these. So I have to get to them. Like, I already wanted to do an acotar reread, but I was like, I'll just wait. It's not a big deal. They'll always be there. I want to get these first. Well, now the clock is ticking. I have to get to these before October. Long story short, I'm finally getting to this book here, and we're gonna start it today. I have never read a graphic audio before or listened to a graphic audio. Whatever, still reading is still reading, but I've never done a graphic audio, and I think I'm gonna do them with these books because they are so chunky. And I've heard that the graphic audios for them are actually really good. So I think that half of this reading will be that way because I finally got an iPad because I still don't have a camera to film on. I'm using my phone. But I have an iPad and I can listen to it on my iPad while recording on my phone. So there's a plus side to that. Should I be scared? Should I like be worried? Okay, I'm not fully a map girl. Like I will go back and look at a map if I get super duper confused. But I love the look of maps. Right there in the corner, this tree, and I don't know what it is, but that is just so pretty to me. Oh, good. We get like a little guide here. House of Earth and Blood, Shifter Human, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this right here is going to help me a lot. This guide, especially that it's at the front and not the back, like the irresistible urge followed for your enemy. And I won't be confused until the very end, hopefully. I really hope I'm saying her name right, but Derica, I can't have anything happen to her right now, okay? The platonic love between her and Bryce, I just can't ever have anything happen to Derica because this platonic love that I'm getting right now in my soul is too much to bear. And if something were to happen, like we haven't even made it to any kind of romance yet, and I'm already like invested in the dynamics of everybody. And I just love them so much, and nothing huge has even happened yet. It's literally just them being them. And I need them to stay them. I'm only in the 2nd chapter. This is already going way better than I thought it would. I have not picked up the book in a few days. Since we last talked, I have read 1 single chapter, but in my defense, these chapters are so long. Like I read chapter 4 on my 45-minute break the other day. I mean, I only read for about 20 minutes, but that took one whole chapter with 20 minutes. I'm literally not far into it at all. I'm about to start chapter 5, but instead of physically reading it, I have to get my best friend's birthday present done today because I'm seeing her Friday. I haven't even started. I started this one petal. I got this inspiration by Yana on TikTok. I'm going to work on that and listen to this. I am thinking though about just making this vlog just for the first book because I don't want this to be like a 2-hour vlog. I feel like I'll just do, as of right now, I'm thinking I'm just going to do this one book. Like I'll never post on here because I'll be too busy trying to make this vlog when I could just like make one book at a time, add some like different videos in there, and then add in the other one. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Total title change. This is just a one book vlog. This is just not how I picture their voices, and it just like hit me like a truck, like whoa. I feel like I'm listening to completely different characters, but obviously I'll get used to it. I think Nesta would have loved Crescent City. She would have, in her depression era, she would have thrived in Crescent City. What the fuck? What the actual fuck just happened? The fact that I literally, this is just gonna be spoilers because I cannot not talk about the fact that I just like what the last few clips talked about how like I didn't want anything to happen to Danica because I love their relationship so much. And for her to find her like that, what the fuck? And I was just thinking this morning, I was just thinking, okay, I really like the idea of Connor and Bryce, but like I absolutely know that Sarah J. Maas, the first love interest for the main characters, is never the real love interest. Like it might be a love interest, but it's never like in game. So like I was thinking about it to myself this morning. I was like, I don't think Connor's going to be the one for Bryce, but I do think that they might have a moment. What the what just happened? I know in the thing it says that like the whole point of the story is because her friends get killed, but I didn't think it would be these friends. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I don't even want to finish listening to it. These are giving Monster High, and I love it. It would be one thing to like imagine in my head Danica screaming in this apartment for her life, but like hearing it, this is insensitive. Whoever made this, the graphic audio is so insensitive to my feelings because I feel sick and I'm not having a good time. I ran out of pipe cleaners. I have like of these smaller ones, which would be like the second layer. I think I need one more of pink and then 2 more purple. And I still have the like third slash top layer to do, but I want to see where I'm at in the actual book. I made it to a part 2. Okay, I think I was like right here. So now I am in chapter 8. So I listened to like 3 chapters just now. This took me like hours though. Now, don't quote me on this, but I don't think I've ever read and listened to a book at the exact same time. I obviously read some of my actual book this morning, but while cleaning, I decided I'm going to listen to it, and I have been craving listening to it. I love it so much more on here. The background music for this kind of makes me feel like I'm listening to an episode of Crime Junkie. Eerie, slow music. I do these lights right, because otherwise I'm going to go into a full rage. Look at what I just created. Look at that. I feel like this angle's not doing it justice. So this is for my friend's birthday. I think I already said that. I think that's why I said I was making it. And I was going to do it like pink and purple, as y'all saw, outlined in black. But then I thought, she is literally a little goth. Like, not a little goth. She is like short and goth. So I made it all black, and I didn't like bend everything enough, you know? Okay, it's too dark. I didn't bend everything enough to where it's like covering the light as it should be. But I mean, I feel like you could still tell that it's a flower. This is actually the opening to a new hobby that I'm going to be investing in. Oh my god, I love it. I am way past due when it comes to giving you guys an update on my reading with this book, because I've done made it a little more than halfway through. I'm like 60-something% through. But since I'm so far in now, I wanted to give an update halfway, like I said, but I just didn't get to it. But we'll do it now, because I would like to continue reading this, and I would like to have it done by the end of the week. I only have like 200, almost 300 more pages, which I should be able to get done this week. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. It's the goal. Let's start off with why it's taking me so long to get through this book. And please don't hate me, but it's just not my favorite book at all. So here's what I'm thinking might be like the case, is when I first read acotar, I loved it so much that I was like, Throne of Glass isn't going to top this. Well, it did. And I don't think this is going to top either one of those, but I think I'm going to like it after the whole series more than I'm liking it right now. Because right now, I'm just like, I'm enjoying it when I'm reading it. Like, when I'm reading, I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. I'm eating it up. I love everybody's like relationships. I love how we're going about this like little crime solving right now. And like Lahaba, I love her so much. Hunt, the way that Hunt and Bryce are developing their relationship, I'm loving that. I love how Bryce puts herself in harm's way for her friends. Like in the club scene when it got bombed for Juniper, Bryce threw herself on top of Juniper, even though she hasn't done the drop. So like she could instantly die, right? but Juniper has this whole career ahead of her and it's going great, and that's all Bryce cared about was Juniper getting to live her best life. So I'm loving stuff like that. I feel like you're too high. That's a little bit better. Anyway, I'm loving all of that. I'm loving those aspects. But if I'm not reading it, I just don't care. I don't care to pick it up. And I don't know how I feel about that. Right now, we're definitely not looking at 5 stars, but we're not looking at a 3 stars either. It's looking like a 4.25 or something. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I totally thought I was recording for 5 minutes of me talking about something, and we were talking about, oh shoot, I just lost my page. Hold on. I was talking about page 343. So I have a thing fictionally for like the bad guys, right? I will murder you for her kind of bad guy, or like just has like the reputation of the bad boy. Think Klaus Michelson, because that's my number one right there. We're not talking about vampires right now. We're talking about angels. And something about just seeing them like casual. I love that part. I love when we get from like scary to casual, which isn't really Hunt, because like this whole time him like this isn't dark romance, you know, this is like they bicker and they're just slowly learning to love each other. So this is not the same thing. Not like seeing his personality change, just seeing like his style from like always like dressed nice and intimidating to just chill. That's what I'm trying to get at this. That's where we're at right now. So listen to this. Listen. And now wore a soft gray t-shirt, black sweats, and a white sunball cap turned backward. It was the hat that had proven the most confusing, so ordinary and guyish for lack of a better word, that she'd been stealing glances at him for the past 15 minutes. Stray locks of his dark hair curled around the edges, the adjustable band nearly covered the tattoo over his brow. I know his tattoo is actually like a slave sign, but it's a tattoo. It's a tattoo on his brow, and it's like a halo. Like the way I imagine it isn't like he got it in a jail cell kind of tattoo, like creep bad face tattoo. Like I don't know. I just imagine it being like beautiful in a very tragic way. Hunt fucking Applelar was sitting on her couch in casual clothes, sunball hat on backward, watching TV and drinking beer. The shadow of death, everyone. And another thing is this man, when Bryce first went through his phone, he had no pictures. He had pictures of dead bodies from all the cases he would do. He had pictures of just dismembered bodies, like the most disgusting thing you want to see on somebody's phone. She just started like taking pictures of herself, of him. I'm pretty sure she took one of, I can't say his name, but her little chimera. I'm pretty sure she took one of him on his phone. And so slowly, Hunt starts taking pictures of Bryce, just like candid, the most candid photos. Like she's literally kneeling. They're in the street looking for a clue and some sewers, and she's literally like kneeling in this mud, and it's disgusting. And he just snaps a picture. It just like starts adding up, and like now his whole camera roll is basically of Bryce, and I love that. That is just so freaking precious. Oh my god, I love love. That's what I'm saying. It's like when I'm in it and when I'm fully thinking about it, I love this book. But when I'm like not, when I'm going about my day to day, I just don't care. Oh my god, another thing. Y'all know from the beginning that Danica is, I literally love Danica, and we only had her for what, 5 minutes? Knowing now that Danica is one who took the horn and her mom was covering it up for, my biggest question is, where is the sword? When Danica met Bryce at the gallery and she left like her clothes and the sword all in the storage closet, where did it go? Because Bryce got her jacket. She got Danica's jacket out of that closet and she's been wearing it. But she did not mention the sword not being in that closet. When she was telling Hunt that she got that jacket out of the storage closet because that's where Danica left it last. Unless it mentioned somewhere else in the book before. Like when they left that day, her and Danica left the gallery. I don't remember Danica having her sword. So like that's making me wonder, where is the sword, and why has Bryce not questioned it yet after 2 years? And now I'm starting to think, what if Jessica took it? Jessica gives me like iffy vibes. I don't know whether I trust her or not. And I really feel like she might have taken the sword for something. So there's my update. I'm definitely going to read a little bit more today. I just tried for way too long to get my tripod that has the ring light on it up and put together so I could use it right now. I think I spent about 15-20 minutes. So we're here in the dark. You know what? I like it more. It gives more of a cozy vibe, which is what I always try to go for. And I'm literally about to sit here and read for about 20 minutes. I don't necessarily want to do that with a blinding light in my face. So, you know what? Maybe it just worked out for the best. I listened to some of this today and I made it to part 5, I believe. I don't know my Roman numerals. I honestly don't remember. Like, I know I've been through part 1 and 2, but I don't know if I was on part 3 or 4. I'm pretty sure it's 5. IV, that means 5, doesn't it? The ravine, that is where I stopped at earlier. Probably gonna try to make it to about page 650 and put it down for the night. But before I do that, can we just talk about when Bryce was getting the venom taken out of her leg so that witch could do like research and stuff, try to make a cure? That whole scene, listening to that, she was just giving birth. That sounded like a labor and delivery room. Not just like her pain and all that, but like the way that Hunt was with her, the words he was saying to her, the way that the Meta Witch was like speaking, just that whole scene was crazy. I literally, it took me out of the book, but not in a bad way, in just like a what the hell way. Like, what am I listening to? What happened? I thought we were on like trying to get this cure. All of a sudden, she's giving birth to the cure. I don't know. I loved it. Weirdly, I accidentally got a spoiler the other night. I was on Pinterest. This has happened a couple times now. I looked at one thing on Pinterest for Crescent City. I don't even remember what it was, but now it's spread, and I keep accidentally clicking on these Crescent City memes. So I do know that Micah is apparently gonna die at some point. I don't know how or why or anything. I just know that he'll be dead. So that absolutely crushed it for me a little bit because, like, I did not want to know that yet. But it's my own fault. If I'm reading a book, I don't look at it on Pinterest at all for any reason until I'm at the very end of the series because I don't want anything ruined for me. I really don't remember why or what I was looking up, but that was pretty dumb on my part. The part where Bryce and Therian were on the docks and they caught the Viper Queen making a deal and they were about to arrest her, and then turns out it was like Hunt and Justinian and oh, I can't remember the other girl's name, but the Wraith. It was all them. But then it turns out that like Micah knew, I don't know, that whole thing added up with knowing Micah's gonna die. I really feel like he set them up because he just cut off Hunt's wings, which was like, wow, that's crazy. So that's where I left off, was after Hunt got arrested, and apparently it's about to be like tortured beyond belief. I don't know where my pen is, and I don't want to get up and look for one. This book is just getting beaten all to hell. My daughter has gotten a hold of this thing with her hands completely filthy multiple times now. Like the whole edges, they are disgusting. I ran out of my tabs, so I have like only half of the book tabbed up. Now I have quotes, and I don't have anything to do it with. A blue pen in this book is about to literally make me feel like Sharpay Evans. Not what I want. Just found out that the horn is not only tattooed onto Bryce's back, which is actually, I feel like it's marvelous thinking on Danica's part, because who would think to look at the ink on her back? Like, nobody's gonna think. I didn't think maybe the horn was ground up into powder. I thought it was probably still just like a physical horn. No, she put it on Bryce's back.
and I think that was genius. What's not genius is finding out why Michael is such a bad guy besides being an absolute creep. He killed my sweet, precious Danica. He killed the whole pack, and then, he's just an asshole in general. My jaw is just continuously on the floor right now. Micah is, I wouldn't say he's given Maeve from Throne of Glass a run for her money, but Syrinx is such a precious little angel. Why are we throwing him into the Nox? Why are we doing that? I don't know, but I don't appreciate it, and I'm actually like so enraged right now. And that spoiler I told y'all I saw on Pinterest not too long ago, it was about Bryce killing Micah, and I think this is what's about to happen, because I remember, like, I didn't look too far into it. I just remember seeing, like, basically Bryce kills him, and I blocked out the part about like the security cameras because obviously I didn't want the spoiler. But now I feel like she's about to kill him on camera. I feel like her powers are about to fully unleash the like fire power she has, and I'm just really, really hoping that Syrinx survives it. I literally just watched the last episode of Euphoria the other day where poor Nate got eaten by a snake in that box. I don't want to see somebody else get eaten by something in a box this week. I really don't. Not to say Nate did not deserve to die. Like, I don't think that that was the way he was meant to go, which is totally irrelevant right now, so never mind. But I'm stressed.
You guys, I finally did it. I finished this book this morning. About the last 50 pages I listened to while I was just like doing household chores this morning. I know I already said before that the graphic audio was the way to go with this. It is 100% the way to go, especially for the end, because it just got so like intense. There's so much happening, and this really, really, really added to that wow factor. So let's just go over some things that like I didn't discuss either while recording myself reading or not recording myself reading. And we'll start off with Lahaba. I think I'm still in denial about Lahaba dying just because I don't know. I had this like big feeling. I was like, she's going to get washed away, but maybe she will not die. I was completely wrong because she did not come back. And so it's just like waiting to hit me that she's truly gone. I'm glad we didn't lose Syrinx, but like at the same time, why do we have to lose Lahaba? This is like the thing with first books in series is that like deaths, most of them don't usually hit me as hard because I'm not too far into the series. I haven't been with these characters through hell and high water. Like, they're not in my heart yet. None of these characters I really felt connected to. Like, I loved some of them, but I didn't like connect to them. And that was a big part of why this book did not reach 4 stars for me, is because like I was there for the story and like I enjoyed most of it, but I didn't care about our characters. I didn't really care about the story if I wasn't reading it. So that's just what really brought me to a 3.75 stars. Like, it didn't quite reach 4 stars, but it wasn't bad enough to be like a 3-star, and it had a little extra to be a 3.75. I really think that was just from the audiobook itself. I am going to continue on with the series because the way that the epilogue ended, it did pique my interest a little bit. Like, I want to know what's going to happen because apparently things are about to get interesting. So I want to be there. I want to know what's about to make things so interesting for everybody. But I don't think I'm going to do another reading vlog for these. I think if I do vlog it, me reading it will just be in a vlog because I don't know why. I don't think it's the books themselves. I don't think it's because I try to do reading vlogs for the books. But I've learned that when I try to make long form reading vlogs, I end up not really liking the book. And I don't know if that's because I'm more focused on making the vlog or if the books really just aren't that good. Now, I will say I don't think that the books are that good, but I think that the stress of making the vlog for it does add to it because it's like I'm more worried about trying to make sure I'm recording my reactions and everything else instead of just like fully being in the story. But I will continue with reading vlogs, just not for this series because I don't want to add extra oomph to it. I don't want to give myself another reason to not be enjoying this as much as I probably could be. I think we're going to end reading this series here. And like I said, if I just so happen to be making some vlogs here and there where I am reading, we'll see House of Sky and Breath in there because I do want to read it. Another thing that really kind of kept pulling me out of the story is Sarah J. Maas has a tendency when she writes to repeat things like 3 times in a row. Words or just like mantras. She repeats them 3 times all the time. But I feel like with this book, she may have overdid it. I don't remember it being so bad in Throne of Glass and Acotar, but like I can't remember what it was that the narrator was saying while I was listening to it earlier, but it was just something she said 3 times, and then maybe what would be like a couple pages later, she did it again, and it was just like the same thing 3 times, and it was just like irking me. And I think that's probably just a me problem, honestly. Like I'm not saying, oh, don't go read this because it's so repetitive. It's not. It's just those little repetitive things were bothering the crap out of me. Do you have any thoughts on the book? Anything you want to add? Favorite character, maybe? He is an animal guy. So I would say ranking them now, I still don't want to rank this with Akatar and Throne of Glass because I'm only obviously 1 book in. But if I would say like the first book of those series, it would be like least to highest. It would honestly probably be, I started with Assassin's Blade. With Throne of Glass, I would say it would be Assassin's Blade, Crescent City, and then Akatar. Maybe, because now that I've obviously finished Throne of Glass, you know what? No, I take that back because after I finished Throne of Glass, I can really appreciate the Assassin's Blade for what it was. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. It's definitely not my favorite of that series, but it holds more weight in my heart than this book does. So it would have to be House of Earth and Blood, Assassin's Blade, and then Akatar. So there we have it. I am done with this book. I am done with this reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it if you stayed till the end. I know it is a really long one, but this is a really big book. Okay, I didn't want to make it this long, but here we are, and that's just how it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate if you made it all the way to the end. If you did, please comment your favorite Sarah J. Maas series at the moment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.